Greetings, left with the interweb. I'm Patrick's 11 reviewer of the good, the bad, and the underrated, and I am indeed a brony. I'll suck it, Come at me!
The surprisingly complex characters, at times beautiful animation, thought-provoking rules, and unbelievably creative fanbase all drew me into watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Though, then again, 2013, the year I started watching the show, along with the 4th season coming out, was also the year I watched the Dark Knight movies, kick-starting my interest in superheroes, and Doctor Who's 50th anniversary.
So, for making me a total geek, thanks, 2013, I guess. But anyway, let's move on to the Season 6 premiere, The Crystalling.
First off, I really need to commend DHX's productivity for bringing out this season only 4 months after the last one, along with working on another Equestria Girls movie and the feature film coming out next year. Not since the Marvel Cinematic Universe have I been so impressed with a production company managing both quantity and quality so well.
Plus, even though I'm a few weeks late, with all the top analysts still reviewing Season 5, when all of those Earth ponies, unicorns, Pegasi, and hippogriffs are done reviewing the season, the analysis community will be mine! Mine! So without further ado, oh wait, I don't have a pony sonar or a willing OC. Oh well, for the rest of this review, I must go unseen.
This episode starts with Starlight Glimmer still a thing. I'll admit right out of the bat that I was one of the many calling bullcrap on her redemption back in the cutie remark. Not only was it unbelievably rushed, just being crammed into the last 5 minutes of the episode, but the reveal of her backstory, that her friend got a cutie mark, went to magic school, and Starlight never wrote or visited him, so held that grudge till she was an adult instead of making another friend, rendered her motivation for brainwashing ponies to be complete poppycock. Within those 5 minutes, she went from a confident and powerful manipulator to a pathetic and sorry excuse for an antagonist. However, the story potential from Twilight getting a student to pass on her knowledge of friendship to kept me watching, plus Twilight remaining adorable as always is a benefit. But really, Starlight gets a place in the theme song photo, but Discord is still relegated to Fluttershy's window!
Oh, come on!
And so the plot is put in motion as the main 6 are invited to the Crystalling, basically a christening, but instead of water they use an ancient magical defense, Ponies 1 Christianity 0, of Shining Armor and Princess Cadence's new baby.
Shining Armor's a father! I'm an aunt!
Good Twilight, you're learning to speak proper English instead of calling yourself an ant. I'll leave the rest of your education to this guy.
The American Revolution was a hoax. The Declaration of Independence is a tissue of lies. There is no George Washington, and there never was. And from now on, they're not cookies, they're called biscuits. Say it with me. Biscuits!
Okay, his methods are slightly illegal, but you can't argue with the results. But what's more, Twilight has decided that Starlight's newest friendship lesson will be to meet her old friend Sunburst in the Crystal Empire.
Great!
Ugh, main gripe with the episode here. Starlight's inclusion to the dynamic of the main 6 in Equestria seems similar to that of Sunset Shimmers in the human universe. All well and good, seeing as how she turned out to be one of the most intriguing characters in the show, but the difference is that Sunset made an active effort to learn about friendship. Starlight is just going along with Twilight, not being proactive in her learning. She's just fine and squandering in her own self-pity. Her unwillingness to embrace a new idea of friendship strikes me as stubborn and close-minded, just like her old self. Yet again, not doing a good job of bringing me to her side. Even a flashback and a new timid nature does nothing to sway me. Yes, I noticed your new shy and awkward nature, Starlight, but imitating my favourite pony will get you no points. Against Starlight's protest, the characters all go up to the Crystal Empire, and I have to admit, the main 6's gift for the baby, particularly AJ's, is just too cute. So at the station whoa, shiny! I know fatherhood can be difficult, but Jesus, a bit early to hit the booze. I mean, how hard can it be to take care of one little foal?
And the baby is an alicorn?
I'll pop down to the supermarket for you. So, yeah, a new alicorn. Nice to see that the fan didn't have a collective heart attack this time around, but that's probably just because it's so damn cute. I mean, look at those enormous wings and the huge eyes, the tiny body, oh my gosh, and... Oh, the wicked baby has the power to destroy us all. Oh.
The birth of an alicorn is something Equestria has never seen.
It is beyond even our understanding.
Wait, does that mean you two weren't natural-born alicorns? Were they born before Equestria was founded? Is alicorn a recessive gene? How many alicorns have there been in the past? And how exactly did the two sisters earn the right to be alicorns if they weren't born that way? Writers? Hey, writers? Could we please have some backstory for the sisters, or at least an episode focused on Celestia? Please purchase 20 toys to continue this call. Well, bugger. So all the main characters have to deal with the little bundle of ultimate power, and yes, Auntie Pinkie Pie continues to be hilarious. Starlight and Spike go off to meet Sunburst, and I have to admit, the two play off each other really well. Spike is always at his best while helping others, and here is no exception. Sure, Starlight manipulating Spike to get out of meeting Sunburst by making him tell the story of how he saved the Empire made me a teeny bit suspicious, but it was still clever and funny, along with Spike not falling for it for very long. So they finally get to Sunburst's house, and it goes about as awkwardly as you'd expect.
Well, I figured after magic school you'd go on to do important wizard work, but...
Oh, no. Yes! Yes, that's me, yep. Important wizard. Really busy with lots of, wizarding stuff.
Starlight, I'll give you a lesson in friendship on the house. When someone has an obviously lying tone in their voice, it probably means they're lying about something. Eventually Sunburst does let them in and, oh look, yet another reclusive, unsociable shut-in who just wants to study, because the show has never had a character like that before. But given how these two have been out of touch and apart from other ponies, along with viewing themselves as disappointments, this awkwardness is understandable, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Those interactions with Spike and this moment got me on board with Starlight's redemption. Her trying to reconcile with her old friend really got my sympathy, and... Hey, Haber, in Season 4 you were the most mediocre writer on the crew. First you make a successful finale to the CMC Dream arc, make a follow-up to Rainbow Rocks that doesn't completely pale in comparison to its predecessor, and now you get me on board with the most rushed heel-faced turning cartoon since Terror? What are you? However, just as things start to look up, the baby doesn't want to be separated from an oversized cuddly toy. You could just get a new one for $10.99. Wait a minute. Hi Tabitha Jermaine. You know, for being able to play Rarity, Luna, Derpy, that gravy boat, and now the baby, you could be my favourite person on the cast. If it didn't already have Tara Strong and John Delancey. But the baby takes Rarity's place as the drama queen as she shatters the crystal heart, leaving the Empire defenseless against a never-ending winter. Okay, Dumbo, you've just destroyed an ancient artifact and doomed an empire. What do you have to say for yourself? Oh, I can't stay angry at you, you little destroyer of worlds. Get it off before she infects it with a chest burster. Apparently these storms can't be controlled by Pegasi, which is interesting considering we've seen previously that ponies elsewhere have basically full control over the weather. However, the end of the world can wait as we cut back to Starlight and Sunburst still talking awkwardly. Okay, another problem with the episode. Though both Starlight's conflict and the winter coming are well done, when put together they don't mesh very well. I'm definitely more invested with the lives of the main characters and the princesses since I know them better and the stakes are higher, so it feels forced when we cut back to Starlight trying to rekindle her friendship. Again, it's not badly done, but when we cut back and forth between an empire freezing to death and old friends reuniting, it feels disjointed. And so Starlight leaves as Twilight, Pinkie, Rarity and Cadence have to find a spell to reform the heart, while Applejack, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy try and get the crowd to see the crystalling to go home. Just pointing out that it's snowing when it shouldn't be, and they're all going to freeze to death or to do it, but kids show, and oh, praise the sun! Do my eyes deceive me? Celestia and Luna are actually doing something! Yes! I'm sure they're eventually beaten back by the winds, but still, oh, precious day! And wait, thanks to the baby's magic, Shining Armor and Cadence have a conflict! Well, after complaining about how boring the Empire is and just saying being a princess is hard work without actually showing it, she's probably getting a high off the adrenaline rush she's getting right now. Once again, Starlight feels like she's failing Twilight, but Spike's still there to cheer her up. Haber, How can you write Spike so well with so little experience?
At least I have 2 friends, even if one of them has dragon breath.
Okay, 1. So, all that stuff at the end of the cutie remark was for nothing? If so, can we please get some stuff with Starlight and the townspeople? That would be fascinating. And 2... Hey guys, now it'd be a good time to mention that I know a guy who takes care of, how do I put this, gifted children, such as your baby. You'd be happy to teach her, wouldn't you, Charles?
No!
Come on, Charlie. It's just like having Angel, Nightcrawler, Cyclops and Banshee all rolled into one. Are you just chickening out because she's a pony? I mean, I don't want to play that racism clip again, but...
The line must be drawn here.
Ugh, fine. I mean, how much more trouble can the baby cause?
How about this? Trotter's Tome of Reliquary? I think this is it.
I really need to keep my mouth shut. So, yeah, the storm starts to get stronger, and Twilight and Cadence's attempt to reform the Crystal Heart by memory fails. By the way, well done, Blizzard, for causing more inconvenience to the ponies. You have proven yourself a better threat than Sombra.
What? No.
Afraid so, mate. I mean, even if you just stolen some sweets from Foals or knocked someone's hat instead of just growling on the outskirts of the Empire, you prove yourself to be a better villain than some inconvenient weather. Starlight mentions that Sunburst is an important wizard and so goes back, but really that tone and the fact that Cadence didn't recognise his name didn't tip you off? However, how forced Sunburst's lying was in the scene where he confesses is very well done, both with Ian Hanlon's performance and the reveal that although he's skilled at studying magic, he isn't at casting it. He shuts himself away from everyone due to being ashamed for his lack of ability, as opposed to studying more or because of a lost friendship, like Twilight and Moondancer. And this twist was well set up in the earlier flashback, with Starlight saying Sunburst taught her a lot about magic, but she showed a lot more power and skill than he did.
Well, you don't know what it was like to be left behind. And then getting so bitter that you steal the cutie marks from an entire village, and then get defeated by Twilight and her friends. So you travel through time to get back at them, but they beat you again and teach you about friendship, but you're so terrified ponies will find out what you did that you can't make any friends!
Did you really travel through time?
Finally, the writers realised how damn petty Starlight was. So they both go back to the heart, and Sunburst proves themselves to be useful, taking some of his books, one of them probably being Chekhov's gun, and using several spells, including the crystalling and the love of the crystal ponies who, now that I think of it, didn't look that crystalish throughout the episode, to repair the heart and create even more merchandising for Hasbro. Well done, Sunburst. You saved an empire and became a Salad in one episode. So the day is saved. The Empire is snowless, Sunburst has a new job as basically a christener, and is taking care of the baby by suppressing the magic. I was happy with Princess Toyblug finally having a conflict. Can you please miss an appointment sometime? Oh, and the baby is named Flurryheart. Still kind of a silly name, even with other characters being called Pinkie Pie and Shining Armor, but a good concept behind naming her after the events surrounding birth. Now, it's Twilight's turn to feel like she's failed.
But giving her the space to make her own decisions worked pretty well. Isn't that how Celestia taught you?
You know, I never thought about it.
I really loved the setup for this season of Twilight finally having someone to pass on her lessons to, as well as learning how to be a good teacher, and hopefully having more on alicorns. I mean, please can we have more about them, writers? No? Well, I guess I have a few fanfics to write then. Oh, but first, so that was the crystalling. Overall, a good setup to this season. While originally Starlight's lack of interest in making new friends bothered me and the two plots clash a little, the two aren't bad. I surprisingly became invested with Starlight and Sunburst despite his forced lies, and the oncoming storm was tense while Flurryheart was adorable. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more conflict with Cadence and Shining Armor's parenthood, as well as Twilight becoming a teacher. However, minus Pinkie Pie, the other main six don't have much to do, with Rainbow, AJ and Flutters having to deal with the stubborn crystalling audience, and Rarity just sort of being there when trying to find the spell. I'm not sure if they could have made the plot better, but just an entertaining line or some contribution would have been nice. However, this is still a great episode. The characters in the forefront are well done, their conflict feels genuine, the baby is cute, and, of course, the princesses do something! I'm Parrot and praise the sun and moon!